Oh, snap. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Martin Dreyfus Show. Welcome back to our continued coverage of the Russia and Ukraine crisis. Apparently, Ukraine started hitting that Russian convoy, that 40-mile long one right outside of Kiev. This is a little longer of a video than I want to react to, but man, I want to hear about it. So CNN, take it away.
Press Secretary John Kirby talked about that Russian convoy stalled miles outside the city. I just want to play some of that for our viewers.
That convoy that we talked about also has been...
I love the Pentagon dude. I don't know who he is. John Kirby, this guy is the best dude to listen to, at least as far as I've found so far. I like listening to him live. He's entertaining.
Been stalled and slowed.
And honest and upfront and is cool. So if you want to find someone to listen to, go listen to John Kirby. He's usually doing the Pentagon's live.
Quite frankly, a big reason for that has been the Ukrainian resistance. They were able to hit some of those lead vehicles and get it to stop.
What's the latest that you've been hearing and seeing?
Well, the Pentagon, Anderson, is saying that that not only is it stalled, but that it hasn't really moved, obviously, in the past few days since the weekend. It's stuck about 15 miles outside of Kyiv. And on top of the efforts that the Ukrainians and special forces in particular have made against those vehicles, there was also a bridge that was blown up that has caused them to stop, that has prevented their...
So they took some, old school measures. They don't have the big well, they do have missiles, but they don't have the big missiles to get on the convoy right now. So what did they do? They blow up a bridge. Boom, can't cross here anymore. I'm sorry, you're going to build a bridge right now? Don't think so. Can't get the tank over there. Got to find a new route. Blew up some vehicles on this road. They're blown up vehicles. You got to move them out the way or you're not moving them. Well, took too long to do that. Now you're running out of gas. I love it. I absolutely love it. It might be a little old school defense, but man, it doesn't mean it doesn't work. And Ukraine still fighting strong, man. I love to see it. I love to see them doing good. It makes me very happy.
Advance, but there are a number of factors that have gone into the fact that this convoy is pretty much at a standstill. I mean, think about how many days that we've been talking about this, and it's stretched
so
way
big.
out. Initially, it was 3 miles. Now it's stretched way out to 40 miles. And you've heard military experts and former officials talking about them being sitting ducks out there, and so we have seen these Ukrainian forces.
That's been the thought, is for a few days. I mean, it's a 40-mile long convoy. That's the hammer, Thor's hammer for Putin, if you will. That's the one he's like, all right, we got this going on, we'll poke a little bit in Kiev. But once this convoy reaches Kiev, it's wraps. There's too many of them, they can't do nothing. Well, Ukraine was like, they're just not getting here. It's not happening. Stalling you at every possible entrance. And now a 40-mile long convoy, that is 2/3 the way from Colorado Springs to Denver, if you're from where I'm from. It's essentially, with no traffic, a 45-minute drive, So for a 45-minute drive, 40 miles long, they're sitting ducks, as the gentleman pointed out. I can just take a sniper. Boom, gotcha. Stinger, gotcha. They're just stuck there. All the equipment, all the supplies, all of the bullets, the tanks, the armored vehicles are just stuck there. Sounds like a good opportunity if I ever seen one.
Forces managing to pick off a number of those vehicles, given the fact that they are so stretched out and that they are relatively far from supply lines. We also know that the Russians have had a hard time refueling and getting food, and so the Pentagon believes that they are reassessing that.
Beyond that convoy, man, Ukraine is so pretty. Have you just been looking at the surroundings of this 40-mile stretch? It's changed so much. It's so beautiful. That is so beautiful.
It may be too soon to say that they aren't making much progress. You still have a formidable amount of firepower in terms of the troops, the armored vehicles, and the artillery that are in that convoy. And so there is a real concern that they will play a significant part of an encirclement of Kyiv, which the Ukrainians believe is still Moscow's main priority. They said that just today, that the top priority is still to encircle Kyiv and to break through the resistance. So not only do we have that convoy that is north of Kyiv, we also have Russian forces to the west that the Ukrainians claim have been pushed back. We have seen some success by the Ukrainians against the Russian forces there.
So the Ukrainians are being very successful compared to what we thought. The war is far from over. It doesn't look like they have stopped the convoy completely forever, but they're stopping it. They're picking off vehicles. Sometimes it's about the slow game. Sometimes you got to hand the ball off to the running back, 8 times in a row, and just let that clock tick out. Make sure you get a first down every 3 plays. You just got to fight hard, tough, bloody football, old school war, get in the trenches. Make sure that one at a time. It might not be a big bomb that takes out 8 vehicles. It might not be this huge battle that we win, but one at a time. We're going to take them down. We're going to cut them down to size. We're going to let the information spread, and we are going to win this fight. And knock on wood, they're right. And if not, we'll see what happens. So that's the breaking on the Ukraine convoy the Ukrainian soldiers stopping the Russian convoy.